The children of God and man, as instructions are carried out for the beast and its image, this unholy satanic communion, John chapter 8, verse 44, positions the subordinates therein into their place and in the kingdom of hell. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1 through 10 is the final seat. It's a parallel to Revelation chapter 17, verse 1 through 6, that depicts the seat of satanic captivity as people receive the mark of the beast and are rendered unto, they have the seal of Antichrist within their hearts, and they take their final seats in the kingdom of hell. It's another manifestations of God's evaluating people in illicit works as they have retained the seal of Satan and the mark of the beast in their lives. And this actually appears in Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1 through 10, which is the death warrant of Antichrist that is carried out just before the second advent of Jesus Christ. He tastes of death like as every man that he imposed upon the entire population. He gets to taste that. Jesus Christ suffered death as a man to redeem men unto himself by his blood, that's by the manifestation of his blood that was out without sin. And of course, Antichrist is going to get a taste of that also. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1 through 10 makes this absolutely crystal clear. He's going to get to taste of death just as he did so with billions of people that he inflicted his pain and his presence upon. And that goes for people that were captive to him and people that weren't captive to him. You know, he kills the righteous and the wicked. We know that. So Revelation 14:9, the labors that poison the children of God and man as instructions are carried out for the beast and his image. This unholy satanic communion, John chapter 8, verse 44, positions the subordinates therein into their final place in the kingdom of hell. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1 through 10, willful acceptance of the beast, its image, and its mark. 1 John chapter 3:4, Romans 3:23, Romans 6:23, as the beast and its image completes the exchange of the soul of its victim for a temporal promise of gain that results in the gain of nothing. In Romans chapter 1, verse 20 through 23, we have the creatures exchanging the truth of God for a lie. In Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 11 through 13, we have the body, actually false apostate Christianity, exchanging the glory of Jesus Christ for that of the image of the beast. And I wrote here Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So here we have a manifestation of the civil powers, the people that were we know that the 10 horns are 10 kings, and so we have a manifestation of the civil powers that are turning on false apostate Christianity and are actually rendering judgment in, you know, I mean, it's the beast eating itself from within, which is what one man recently said. This is actually what's taking place here. It's the beast turning in upon itself in a catabolic state and actually consuming itself within. So this is very important here too, because some people that are evil may say, well, that's great. The image, the mark of the beast is going to come, and we're going to finally get rid of all these Christian people. But here we have a very intimate view from God as the people that are resigned with the mark of the beast in civil and false apostate powers are actually turning upon themselves, and in a catabolic state are consuming themselves and rendering destruction, it looks like to me, destruction upon the flesh of one another. So it'll be horrible. I mean, this is just, it's terrible. And say this is it, but it's what this is for the entire creation of unfallen beings. This is a witness of the power and the dominion and the rule of Satan as it comes to the full kingship in its operational capacity within the heart of man. But we see this all the time. But we see this in the manifestation of death as it takes people captive, and people then in criminal in a criminal fashion just go out and indiscriminately take the lives of other people. But when when the mark of the beast comes in the full manifestation, This will actually be the union of one voice, one mind, and one singular vision of Antichrist that has imposed the mark of the beast upon all flesh, whereas all flesh are now, that receive the mark of the beast, are in direct opposition to the seal of God, the righteousness, and the seal of eternity that is residing upon the saints that are alive and among them at this time, and are consuming each other from within by the consumption of satanic power that's consuming their own flesh from within. So it's the natural manifestation of satanic power consuming man from within, and then man consuming other flesh within his environment as he's taken captive to satanic power within himself. So it's just horrible what this is depicting here in Revelation chapter 17 verse 16. So, but this is we know the image of the beast is gathering souls for a harvest of death, and that this harvest appears in Matthew chapter 13 verse 24 through 30 as the darkness. Men reside in the darkness. The darkness is in their hearts, and in incorporation of vast numbers and communities of people. This can be depicted as the wilderness, people that are residing in the wilderness and that are without knowledge of what's taking place within their hearts, as the image to the beast is torturing their flesh and pouring out the spirit of Antichrist to cultivate spiritually. The image of the beast, he's trying to kill their flesh and to cultivate this spirit of Antichrist, and satanic forces bring to cultivation satanic forces as a manifestation of the wheat and the tares within their lives to bring forth a harvest of death within their personal environments. So, Jeffery Lee Owen, if you're edified about this program, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, receive notifications of future installments. And remember, you can come to the throne room of God today and receive your healing directly if you're abiding in mercy and grace as manifested by Matthew chapter 13, verse 10 through 15. Thank you.